Hello Healthinistas, and welcome to my channel 50 something. This channel is for the overall well-being of people 50 and older. But don't worry, if you're in your teens, 20s, 30s, and 40s, you can still apply a lot of the content. Today I'm tackling episode 5 of my life as a kidney donor. If this is your first time ever watching any of my videos, I have 3 series that I tackle on this channel. The first series is health and wellness, where I give tips on healthy eating, healthy living for mostly people 50 and older, but anybody can apply that content. And then my second series is my life as a kidney donor, because I became a living donor December 20th, 2016. I'm giving you the different stages that I'm going through as someone who has donated, so that you, if you're trying to think about doing the same thing, can at least see my experience. And not everyone's experiences are going to be the same. Some people may just have smooth sailing and there's no problem, but by sharing my experiences, hopefully will help somebody else relate that may be going through the same symptoms, or where they get to the point where they're doing great. And then my third and final series that I tackle on this channel is Mom and Tiff. And my daughter is hilarious, so we go through different stories, and I have a playlist on that as well. So if this is your first time watching any of my videos and you would like to go back and watch episodes 1 through 4 of my life as a kidney donor, please do so. In this episode, I'm talking about 4.5 weeks into after surgery. 4.5 weeks after surgery, I had this pain, or this feeling of this lump above, not right where my incision, my 2-inch incision where the kidney was pulled out, not right there, but above it, maybe an inch above it. I felt this lump, and of course it's concerning, right? Because I don't know, I've never had this before, I don't know what was going on. So I went to my doctor, and she had me go do an ultrasound, and they found out through the ultrasound that it was really nothing. All it was fascia. Now fascia is where you have tissue that has pretty much engulfed like a muscle in your body. So it felt like a lump, but that was all it was. It's just tissue in my body that had sort of wrapped around muscle. So that was something that was a relief when I found out, okay, it's just fascia. And then about 6 weeks after surgery, I started feeling this excruciating pain on the side that my kidney was removed. It would hurt when I would breathe, so I could feel it under my rib cage, on the left side, which is where my kidney was removed, and then it would be painful to touch my skin. And of course, once again, I was very concerned about that, so I went back to my doctor, and she ordered some x-rays done. And so I went in, had x-rays done, and the verdict was that it wasn't anything devastating. What it was musculoskeletal. So it's basically your musculoskeletal system in your body is made of your bones that are part of your skeleton, your tendons, your ligaments, your muscles, connective tissues. And so with that organ removed, everything else has to figure out how to fit back in that space. And so it was my body's way of just going through and healing without that organ, with that organ removed, because everything in your body has its place. So with that organ removed, I was having pains from that, from the fact that there was something missing and the rest of the system had to now adjust to that. So that was another thing that happened, and this happened from weeks 6 through 8. So now we're about 2 months out of surgery when this finally subsides. But as when it happens, when it's painful to touch and people are telling you that, oh, you might have fluid in your lungs, it might be pleurisy, or you don't know what it is. So my advice is that always go to your doctor. I didn't have the advantage of my nephrologist being in the same state because I donated in a different state. So I needed to go to my primary care physician, and they don't always, your primary care physician is going to be alarmed. They're not used to this. So I'm very glad that my primary care physician is very proactive, because she kept ordering tests done just to make sure that I was okay. The next thing that happened was, I remember my nephrologist telling me that your remaining kidney is going to enlarge to make up for the missing kidney. Well, I started feeling just discomfort in that area where my remaining kidney was, just discomfort. And I would say that discomfort comes from the fact that it was enlarged. And I remember right after surgery, my nephrologist advised that I take half electrolytes and half water, because you don't want too many electrolytes because you don't want to mess up your kidneys, but your kidneys do need electrolytes to function. And I had stopped temporarily taking the electrolytes. I was just drinking the water. So I went back to half and half, and that seemed to help it a little bit. I'm just giving you my experience with that. It just seemed to help it a little bit when I went back on the electrolytes half and half, and then finally I was completely off the electrolytes again. But this was about 4.5 months after surgery, and so to this filming now, I am 6 months after surgery, and it has subsided, but it's just slightly there. So those are some of the things that I felt through through recuperating, even the months after. So I wanted to share that with you. I feel great now. I exercise regularly. I eat everything, but I still watch what I eat. I've always been someone who likes to watch what I eat. My meals, my nutrition is very important. So I watch that, and I've always, if you've watched other videos, I've told people that if you're 50 or older, you should only be having 1,500 milligrams of sodium a day. And so I stick to that. I stick to that 1,500 milligrams a day or less of sodium. And I do drink 64 ounces of water every day, a minimum of 64 ounces, but I make sure I get my 64 ounces in, and my urine is indicative of the fact that I am hydrated, because I can tell that it is clear. So anyway, that's my update, and the next time, episode 6, I'll be talking about my blood work at 6+ months, and hopefully I'm still feeling great. I know I will. There's no reason why I shouldn't be feeling good. But I wanted to share some of the things that have happened so far. So anyway, remember, those of you, my Healthinistas, take good care of yourself. Don't forget to exercise. And as always, remember, doing something is better than nothing.